Start recording, start streaming. All right, I'm gonna jump back in. And we are not quite back on yet. Let me refresh myself. Yep, we are back on.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. So the fourth round is going to start in about less than 5 minutes. This is the Northern California Online Invitational, sponsored by Jim Eade, Mechanics Institute trustee, chess committee member, former chess director of the Mechanics Institute. Judith is telling you to talk.
I'm going to talk now because I'm under orders to talk.
Okay.
But I'm really enjoying the tournament and I'm getting every dime's worth.
Good. Thank you so much for sponsoring this event. And so if you're just tuning in, Sam Shankland is putting on a show. He is 3 out of 3. Clear first for the moment. There's 2 more rounds to go. And second is Zviad, Izoria, Steven Zierk, and Andrew Hong with 1.5. So Sam is a 1.5 ahead of the field. And fifth at the moment is Cameron Wheeler with 1 point. And then in sixth is Christopher Yu at 0.5 point. And then the pairings for round 4, which is going to start in about 3 minutes, we have Andrew Hong against Sam Shankland, Cameron Wheeler against Christopher Yu, and Zviad Izoria against Steven Zierk. So we're going to have...
So the question is, can anybody nick Sam?
And Sam is 3 out of 3, and his last 2 games are against the kids. He's got Andrew Hong and then Cameron Wheeler. So it looks like it's Sam's to lose. Because sort of the rough road he already got by in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, beating his fellow GMs.
Yeah. And I'm gonna reset the.
Well, Sam always strikes me as being motivated. You know, he's not a player to compromise.
Yeah, and let me give a special shout out to Sam because. Every time we ask something of him, and he's an elite world-class grandmaster, and I'm sure he gets opportunities to do things all the time. When the mechanics ask something of him, he's always there, ready to do it and give back and be a part of it. And just thank you to him because there's a lot of things he could be doing, especially a Father's Day, Sunday, but he was pretty accommodating in making this happen, and it just makes it exciting for the chess community. Someone of his level to be a part of something like this in an event that has like deep mechanics ties. So it's really special that he did this and is a part of it, and it's really awesome.
Well, he grew up in the mechanics a little bit, so. Has that tie to it?
Let's see.
We were talking about the strength of the Northern California players, and it's just wonderful to have an elite player like Sam be able to participate. But he's part of the community, so I think that all goes back to what I was saying earlier about you guys are doing a tremendous job in just creating all of these events. And I think this is a special event, and I'm very proud to have been able to finance it. But, I wouldn't have done it on my own. I had to do it with you guys at the Mechanics, and you're all making it happen.
And this event was Jim's idea. He brought it up, and the games have started. So let's start clicking away here.
Jim, think about making it an annual event, and maybe become known as the Jim Eade Northern California Invitational Championship. Just throwing that out there.
Okay.
Okay, let me. There we go. We have Andrew Hong as white against Sam Shankland.
Oh, okay.
Well, Sam can wrap up the tournament with this game.
He could actually. He wins this game. It's all over. But he still has to play the final game.
But there are prizes for beyond just the winner.
Yes.
Well, this is, I mean, from my generation, this was the Donaldson and Jeremy Silman and Jay Whitehead opening with black, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the accelerated fianchetto, and it's part of my repertoire as well, although I shouldn't say that in case somebody books up on me. But, you know, I think the Marazzi bind was in my day when we started out, it was considered just to be better for white. But black has shown that there are resources, and it's not just a easy game.
Mike Walder is saying we played this at some point. I was probably black or white, who knows. Nick, did you ever play any kind of dragon variations back in your day?
Sometimes I played the classical dragon. But of course, this opening, we should be asking John Donaldson about it.
That's right. He's written a book about it, which I own.
I'm going to check in on Cameron and Christopher.
All right. Okay. Christopher's black. All right. This looks pretty conventional.
It's like a Grunfeld.
John Frankel. Hi, John. From a long time ago.
And let me show you the Izoria Steven Zierk game.
Okay, the other encounter between the Grandmasters.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a lag here. Which just means I shouldn't say much.
We'll tell you if anybody has the two bishops to pawn, and then you can say they're winning.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
Well, this is a double-edged kind of strategy.
Yeah, trying to chase down that bishop. That's
Yeah.
you weaken the kingside squares. So.
The G4 cannot be played.
Abel, can you give us a rundown of the background, the national background of these two players?
The national, like Zviad?
Yeah.
Zviad, what country? Not Russia, but from, not Azerbaijan. Georgia. It's from Georgia.
Oh wow!
And actually, he played like with Mamedyarov, like when they were young, and you know, I think there was a time when Zviad and him were considered the rising world class players, and then at some point, he sort of like slowed down in pursuing it full time and whatever, and then Mamedyarov, we all know where he went. But I mean, he's got world class elite talent, and even in the same U.S. championship that Sam won, Zviad defeated Caruana and Nakamura in that same championship.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, so he's got skills, he's got the talent. It's in there. So
well, Paul, when you and I were starting out, Georgia was famous for the women players. They always had the strongest women players in the world, and
the players with the longest names.
That's true too.
And Andy Lee is saying he won the HB Global Challenge in 2005.
Oh.
And what about Steven Zierk? What's his background? Do people know?
Well, he's local, as local as can be. I mean, he still coaches local.
Right. But I mean, like, does he come from another country?
No, I think he's been Bay Area homegrown all the way.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Just shows. I don't think I've met Steven Zierk.
He was a student of FPON for a while. He grew up in Los Gatos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never met him. How about that?
Oh, is that right? Yeah, he's and he's great with kids, even like beginner kids coaching, and real mellow, down to earth, easy to get along with. Yeah, he's super cool.
Oh, you see what John Franco wrote? He was in my daughter's class in
elementary school. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's just, yeah.
And Epon was the coach. Wow.
Yep.
It's a small world.
Yep.
Switching to Andrew and Sam.
John, so, huh.
And FPON saying that John knows Steven longer than he did even. First grade was when...
Wow. Yeah,
Well,
but John, you weren't in first grade. It was your daughter.
Bishop D3 is a little unusual because you tend to play it to E2 instead of D3. That's
it's not the solid white Maroxy setup.
right.
Yep.
So that leaves me pretty much out of the conversation as far as the typical strategies involved in the accelerated fianchetto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this idea. I like this idea of chasing the bishop back to G3, especially since Black hasn't castled yet. It's got a lot of dynamic possibility.
And I guess that's why he played the bishop to D3, so he could play knight D5, and the E pawn would not be hanging. So, so there's a method to the madness.
But I think Sam can chase down that dark squared bishop, and then he's got some pretty good control over dark squares.
I'm gonna switch over to Christopher Yu's game with Cameron Wheeler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you get an end game now, which should be just fine for black.
Yeah, because even though white has the center superiority, as you approach the ending, the outside passed pawn, or if you can create an outside passed pawn, that might even be more of an edge than the spatial advantage. You want to keep the pieces on the board if you're going to exploit your spatial advantage, generally speaking.
Yes, and a pawn center is often good for attacking, but when there's not queens on the board, queens have attack.
Let me switch over to the GM game.
That was a crazy game.
Here we
Oh,
are.
look, bishop on H7. Should be good for white.
I agree, Nick, for what it's worth. I just think that, this idea of having a bishop on H7 rarely works out in my experience. And, it's almost out of play. So white is, not really, but sort of a piece up.
Yes, and those black knights are not doing too much either right now.
Well, that's a good move to try to get some play. But yeah, white's just going about his business.
Yeah, put a rook on the E file.
Nice position for white, for sure. I might even be as much as 20 seconds behind you folks, or even 30 seconds.
They both have both their bishops.
That's a big lag.
Yeah, it is a big lag.
Well, maybe you want to log off and back on. That seemed to help me one time.
Yeah, on the Twitch. Maybe that'll
Should
help.
I do that?
Yeah, just the Twitch, not the Zoom.
Just
Yeah.
Refresh. Yeah.
reload. Yeah.
Oh, that could work too.
I'm gonna switch to Sam's game.
All right.
Oh, what happened? Now, Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, but did Black just snag a pawn?
I am counting as we speak, and it looks like 7-5.
Now, there's a piece difference, though.
So that might explain it. You count the pieces, Nick. That was our deal.
All right, okay. I guess his idea is like bishop to f3, rook to d4, and you'll win that knight on d5 back.
That does seem like an idea.
Oh, this is nice. Sam is just, he's being merciless. He's
He's seeing everything.
Andy Lee is saying Sam sacked on e4.
Knight takes e4. Yeah. Forced
Yeah, I can see
to
that.
capture and then took on c4. Yeah. I can see how that happened.
marvelous.
I've been, yeah.
So if pawn to f3, rook to d4 wins the knight back, just wins the game. Something
Queen
like
d3. You could even play rook e4 and queen a5. Probably
Yeah.
not. But
queen rook takes e4, queen takes e4, queen a5 check. If knight to c3,
take it. That's probably not. No.
so if knight to b4, maybe you can overload the queen with pawn to d5 so it can't defend the knight on b4. Yes, it looks like things are just working for Sam.
Yeah. And this would be the clincher if he pulls this game off.
All this tournament he's played with such force.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I'm gonna peek on Zviad's game
Wow, this is very tough for
for White. That other game.
for White.
But what is very tough? This game, I mean?
Yeah.
No, not. Are we seeing the same game? Doesn't look tough for White for me.
No, it was the other game. The other game we were talking about.
So, Steven Zierk, he's just getting his pieces out. He's got that terrible bishop on h7, but
It can come back into play versus Black playing f6 and then king moves and bishop g8.
Oh,
It's looking okay for Black almost.
well, we were talking about the bad knights, and that's gone away. He doesn't have the bad knights anymore. So he's definitely improved his position, but the bishop on h7 is still out of play. So I still like White. And I would probably think about trading pieces on f4, the move to f4. Yeah, sure. Makes sense to me.
yeah, I would have rather maybe put the knight on f4 and gone to h5. But you just want to play against that bad bishop.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
You're going to play like Capablanca, just.
If I only could.
Maybe 4, trade the bishops, trade the rooks.
Yeah.
We're gonna see.
And Paul's idea of moving the king and f6 and bishop g6 will eventually get the bishop back into the game. But while you're doing that, I'm going to be doing something else.
Oh, this becomes kind of interesting. Now, maybe he shouldn't take on f4 because you might get some combination on d5 with the bishop and knight, so he retreats.
Yeah, sensible.
I guess you can't sacrifice on h6. It's just not going to work. No, it's not close.
I'm gonna check in on Sam's game, see where we're at.
Sure. This is that's what I was just gonna suggest queen f4, but okay.
Bishop f3. So what's happening on rook to d?
Rook d4 seems like it picks up the piece back. So, and you got the pawns.
I mean, that'd just be 2 pawns and winning the game. Does he have some kind of trick or? Queen to e2. Bishop takes d5.
He's spent some time on this move.
Yeah. Sam also has some edge on time now, so you can.
I'm trying to wonder, rook d4, maybe queen c3, Nick.
Yeah, that's to sacrifice the queen for.
To sack the queen, yeah.
Very good, very tricky.
Tricky little monkey.
I mean, there's nothing else I don't see.
So, Jim, did you say rook d4, queen c3, pawn g4?
I did not say that, but it's a thought.
Undermining.
I think white should somehow find some way here, but then knight c7 check.
Yes, that won't work.
Well, let's see what happens. It looks like queen c3 might be the only move here, as crazy as it looks.
Yeah, queen c3, and maybe black has to take the queen with something like rook e4 check.
Or castle. Could black castle? White's still in trouble.
Oh, okay, let's see what Sam did that so quickly. Bishop takes d5. Bishop takes d5, and what's his
Yeah, he's going after the queen. This looks dangerous to me.
Well, the castles might have been better. This is, I mean, it's 2 bishops.
And a rook.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
that was very dangerous for black to do this, I thought.
I thought so too, but
Sam, of course, has an extra idea. He's not just threatening the pawn on c3. He's threatening pawn to f5 and pawn to f4, winning the piece.
But, yeah.
you sneaky grandmasters.
It's multiple threats right here.
No, I have too much confidence in Sam that he would just do something unclear from that.
Yeah, he saw a little bit further, I think. And this
Definitely further than I did.
I mean, and white would have to go through all kinds of contortions to avoid, like, play.
So that's the answer to castles too.
And now, and if queen c3, king e2, that probably is not going to survive for very long. Or, yeah, f3. Andy Lee saying f3.
Yeah, try it. That's
Yeah. But then f3, f5.
Oh, he did castle.
And here it comes.
Yikes.
All right, so white's going to try to get some sort of positional compensation.
But it doesn't look
But
good.
it's not going to, I doubt if it's enough. Sam is just showing so much class here, I think. It's just amazing.
Oh, now which bishop do you take, Paul?
I guess I'd let black, oh, that's a good move, I guess. Fracture up the black pawns.
Oh, but it both look good to take.
I know. That's what I
Bishop
was thinking.
d6 is a nice move there.
Well,
So now comes the important question. What's the pawn situation going to be, Jim?
well, the pawns are even
Okay.
at this point in time. But
If that white bishop could be on d5 with the pawn on c4, then maybe a play.
That's a good point, Nick.
Okay, I mean, black is of course better with the queen against rook and bishop, but
Now pawn c4, like you said, Nick. But then you're in danger of just losing the a pawn to the black rook and black queen.
I'm gonna check in on Zviad's game.
Yeah, because if you play c4, I'll play rook e8, threatening rook e2, right?
okay, but they'll be play against the black king.
Yeah, I
Yes, yeah. Well, if you say so, I believe you. Okay, now he's trying to force his way out.
Trying to deal with that h7 bishop.
Oh, I thought that was a pawn at h7.
Well, it's coming back to life.
Wow. Now I'm not sure.
Yeah, white just didn't get as much as he probably might have in another lifetime.
Well, exactly.
Yes, looks
This
like
is now petering out into probably a draw for.
And Zviad offered a draw, and Steven declined it.
oh, interesting. The knight's coming to b6.
Yeah, a little bit for black, huh? Now,
All right, let's check quickly on Cameron Wheeler and Christopher Yu.
Oh, he avoided the endgame. Good. This is more interesting.
e5, yeah.
5, good. We're going to have an attacking game.
Yes. Nick is happy. That's all that counts.
I like it. Put that bishop on d4, push that pawn.
Play f5.
yeah, well done. Wow, Christopher Yu is a little bit out of whack here.
Oh, so resourceful.
Pawn d4. Maybe black should have played pawn d4. I don't know. Oh, it was then the bishop would have been pinned.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would have liked that. Yeah.
Right.
This looks like it's got a little sting to it.
Yeah,
Yes.
with bishop a3. Look at that, Nick.
Yes, yes. So maybe queen f2.
Queen f2 it seems logical.
So it's still a very nice pawn sacrifice, but queen e7 was a nice move from Christopher.
Yep.
Was that from Puzzle Rush? Puzzle Blush. When I do it, it's Puzzle Blush.
Let me check in on Sam.
Okay, as we said, Sam won that a pawn, but look, the bishop on d5 with the rooks.
It's really, yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy being black here.
Yes, but if Sam can exchange one pair of rooks, then his king is perfectly safe.
Yeah, it's all over.
Well, that's true.
And hard
I
to
think black's on his way to a victory here.
Now, whose move is it? It's why not? If you go rook to e1, white's kind of threatening because then rook b7 check is very powerful. There's still some chances for white.
So,
Yeah.
We're gonna switch over to Cameron Wheeler, Christopher.
yeah. Well,
Game
that was
between
all
the two
kind of,
grandmasters was interesting too. We're getting some really tough fought games in this round.
I would have gone to queen f2, but he went to d4.
Yes, I like that because rook c8 and bishop c5, black will be able to exchange some things.
Right.
White also wants to stop black from playing d4 as well, I think.
Yeah.
I wondered, some people would just go f5 in this position.
Yeah.
Give up the exchange.
You want my exchange?
I think you're one of those people, Nick. But black probably is going to play rook c4 after taking that exchange and playing rook c1. But I think you're right.
Yeah, because F5,
why should go f5?
If he plays f5, bishop takes rook, f6.
Yeah, I'm going to move over to Sam's game only because Andrew's got 30 seconds left.
Okay.
Okay, he stopped rook to e1. Very, very good. That's still takes some work here for Sam.
I'll just keep the queen on the e1 square. You should be okay.
Yeah. If you exchange one rook, the black king's safe. Well, queen d2. There's drawing chances. Check, take the a pawn.
That's true.
It's just Sam's gonna have to work.
What about queen d2, rook b7, king d8, rook a7, rook f2 doesn't work because you can play rook a8 check.
Yes.
And rook e1 can just be met by pawn g3, right?
Yes.
And the king can get out.
So reasonable drawing chances for white there.
So just a quick check in on this game. This is a game where Zviad Izoria offered a draw. Steven, as black, declined it. And now we're at this position.
I like that. Steven, it looked like it was a completely symmetrical position, and now it's blown up.
Holy smokes.
2 pawns on the queen side hanging.
Oh, I didn't think he could do that. Can he? I guess so.
Oh,
It's tactics in the endgame, folks. Look at this.
Yeah.
That's got to be the most demanding move here.
Oh,
I'm scared.
Pawn is hard to stop. Are you threatening just to push it through?
Switching to this game only because of the time.
Pawn to g3.
Maybe white needs to play king e3 now. Oh, wow. Seconds left for Shankland's opponent here.
Andrew Hong, yes, that's...
Just check and play g3. What's the problem? Oh, well, I guess this is good too. Good drawing chances for white now. Like you said, Nick.
Yes, but Sam will pressure him. If he had enough time, he could draw it, I think. But
Yeah. Larry Christensen used to tell me just torture him in this position. Just keep torturing him.
Seven seconds, yeah.
King f8. Nope.
Play the most tricky move every time.
Once again, I made a mistake. Oh yeah, he's trying to get f3 in. Yeah.
you have to take that. And then the H pawn becomes something of an attacker.
Oops.
Oh,
Don't fall for that. Oh, he fell for it.
oh, tricky. Tricky.
Very
Have
interesting.
you played Bishop E6 check back there?
I thought so. That's what I was expecting.
They were
And
attacking.
take on G4.
Yes.
On G3.
Oh, that's ouch.
Ouch.
Ouch. Well, torture works.
Wow. What a win.
Well, that's the winner.
That is a winner. Let's take a look at this game with
Sam was just ruthless again. Yikes.
what a win.
Continuously ruthless.
Yeah. Yeah, nice game by Sam.
How many times have we said that this tournament?
Yeah. It's a class.
Let's take a look at this here.
Oh, good. It's fun.
Oh, he didn't play F5. He played E6.
Okay, take bishop takes C1. Oh, I don't know why you did that. You still take back on C1. Queen takes F7. Bishop takes C1, and you've got threats.
Yes.
Oh, bishop B2 is also a huge threat. Wow, this is fun.
What about Queen G? Oh, yeah.
Trying to run away. Run away.
Cameron really low on time. And Steven Zierk did win the other game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So back
Impressive
over here.
that Black came back in that game.
That was impressive. I agree.
Well, we can take the exchange back.
Maybe.
Bishop H6.
Check. So little time. Rook F3 maybe.
Ooh. He's still my heart. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, rook E6 is coming. It's pawn takes G6.
Oh, I thought he was going to play bishop H4.
Rook E6.
Oh,
Oh, shame.
that's gotta hurt.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
Christopher took it on time.
Yeah, he just didn't have time to think.
Yeah. Christopher just kind of swindled him at the end, I think.
Yeah.
All right. So
Oh, great games. I've been loving the games.
How many draws has there been in the whole tournament? Just one?
a couple. 2 draws.
2 draws.
Yeah.
Well, you put on a fighting tournament.
Yes. Part of it is the time control, but part of it is just everybody's going for the win.
Yeah, and
Shankland already won the tournament.
and the updated standings is Shankland 4 out of 4, Zierk 2.5. So Sam Shankland has won outright the Northern California Online Invitational.
Big stakes for second place.
With one
This
round to
was
go.
a bloodbath, like in terms of the bottom half just all playing and beating each other.
So Shankland with 4, Zierk 2.5, Hong 1.5.
I see.
Izoria 1.5, you 1.5, and Cameron Wheeler with 1.
Everybody's just beating everybody else except for Sam.
And so we, I mean,
Zierk is the only
we have a
player
fight
with
for
an even score apart from Sam.
we have a fight for second and third going on, especially for third. We had 3 players with 1.5. But everyone is on the board, and
Second prize is still up for debate.
yeah. And Judith is in the process of pairing the final round. I can tell you the final round will be Sam Shankland against Cameron Wheeler, Zviad Izoria against Andrew Hong, and Steven Zierk against Christopher Yu. Those are the pairings for the final round.
Not an easy tournament. You don't get a round off.
No, you don't. Especially for Cameron Wheeler, who's had a tough tournament, although he had a great win in round 3, and now he has to face Sam Shankland. So it's never easy, but an online invitational of this magnitude shouldn't be easy. Every round should be hard. So, but just want
I'm
to.
Cameron. I just want to go for broke here.
Yeah.
I'm in last place. I'm playing the tournament leader. Give it your best shot.
And guys, before I forget, because of what day it is, Happy Father's Day to everyone and everyone watching. If you're dad, Happy Father's Day. Thanks for sharing a Father's Day celebration with us. Watching some quality chess. If those of you have wives, girlfriends, say, what did you want for Father's Day? I want to watch the Northern California Online Invitational. And that's the gift. So, and water power. Is that Judith?
He's in London.
Yeah, so Judith is hey Judith, if you're listening, or have you gone 24 hours straight already? That's what I want to know, because I think she's been up for 24 hours straight. And with one round to go, thank you for making this happen. And
yes, thank you a million for staying up that late. That's above and beyond.
And once again, we won't get tired of saying it. Thank you, Jimmy, for it was your idea to come up with an online invitational. We thought it would be cool to have GMs and the Neil Falconer Award winners. And actually, two of the three GMs are past Neil Falconer Award winners with Steven Zierk and Sam Shankland. So
5 out of 6.
It's 5 out of 6, and it's definitely kind of a mechanics heritage event. So it was kind of nice to bring it all together, and with your sponsorship and your help. So very cool. Thank you very much.
Well, it's my pleasure, and it's been an honor to watch all this.
So Judith is saying she did have 2 naps. She had an 11 a.m. to noon and then a 4 to 4:30.
That hardly counts.
So very, very cool. But that's still, and she just got there like just a few days ago. So
she doesn't know what time it is anywhere.
Yeah,
right
she's
now.
lost track of everything. She's able to enjoy the outdoors over there.
Extraordinary person, Judith. Story.
Yeah, she just gets it done. Works and works until we get it done. And Andy Lee is saying we should get Vinay out for the next installment of this. And actually,
the initial Falconer Award winner.
And Vinay, he's a tough. He's still playing chess strong. I remember last year when we had the Mechanics Rapid Championship with Caruana and everyone and Andy Lee. He won his first 3 rounds to play Caruana in round 4. So
he's a great player.
Yeah, he still has chess in him. So yeah, we'll reach out to him, and we've reached out to him.
I remember when he was a little bitty guy.
Yeah, actually, the funny thing about him is when he was learning to play, he was playing at the Colte Chess Club in Campbell, and that was right around the time I stopped playing. So we sort of intersected. I know I was higher rated than him at the time because he was kind of like rising up, but I think we're roughly the same age, maybe a few years apart. But yeah, he was playing Colte right when I started leaving Colte. And obviously, I didn't make anything of myself with regards to chess, but playing anyway. But yeah, who knew he would, grow up to be, big time GM.
Well, there's a lot of stronger players than you, Abel, that wouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Well, I got to a point. I accepted my limitations, and then I said, "Yeah, let's try organizing events and teaching in schools."
Yeah, you should be proud of what you're doing.
Oh, love it! Absolutely love it.
Or you could be a grandmaster and work for months and months and months on your house. That's a shot at Nick. I'm sorry.
And Kevin Fong is letting John know that they were chess teammates in college. Kevin Fong, Chess Appeals.
I remember Kevin Fong when he was a little bitty guy too.
Yeah, he's been playing some mechanics events also and online. So it's nice. I think
That's what happens when you get the gray beard. Remember all these great players when they're young.
And I think we will be starting the round soon. I believe it's 5:15, but we'll be starting soon. So we're actually on schedule with when we were going to start the last round. So that is good.
You know, Jim, I just want to say this tournament, you brought a lot of tradition back, and just you coming back with all, you know, remembering all these people, these stories and things. Like you keep the legacy of the mechanics chess, you know, that's been going on for 160 years.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Nick.
Terrific.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, speaking of which, for the newsletter the next few weeks, we're going to try to get a little historical. I've been wanting to write a little piece on the history of the People's Tournament. There's a lot of resources, especially with Chess Dryad and others. So I'm going to undertake that for this week, and spend the next few weeks getting a little more reflective, think about history. I'll have a little more time on my hands because we won't have as many big events going on. So we'll focus on that. I think people would be interested in that. I'm certainly interested in the history of the People's Tournament. It may not be happening.
I played in a few of those back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s.
I actually remember there People's Tournament was about 3 years ago. It was at the faculty club at UC Berkeley campus, and along walks in this person, this GM wearing a coat, looking to register on site, and it was Nick DeFermian. So
That guy.
yeah,
That
I remember.
gunslinger.
And I think he said, you know, I want to register. I said, all right, we'll put you down. He's all, my name is Nick. I know who you are. So he put him down, and it was kind of exciting to have him there playing. It was kind of like big news, and so and then little did I know, you know, I'd be working with him a couple years later. So
Did you tell him he couldn't play because he didn't bring a chess clock?
I said, yeah. I told him, you know, it's going to be a $50 late entry fee. And no, we obviously squeezed him in.
Well, that was a great thing you brought the People's Tournament back.
Yeah, it was fun doing it there on the Berkeley campus. It worked for us because I got a discount being a member of the faculty club, actually, and it was it was a nice venue.
I'm trying to remember now when, you know, it was between rounds at the old student union. We always went to one particular place to get a beer and a quick bite to eat. Was it Kip's? Does that ring a bell for anyone? Or
Yes.
No. For me,
you remember that, Nick?
Yes.
Yeah.
and Elliot saying, talking about, of course, the drummers outside the outside the and actually we organized it too in the Poly Ballroom a year or two after that, and yeah, I mean, I remember when I was on campus hearing the drums and the drummers, and
Oh yeah.
it sort of fades into your own background. You don't, you know, now when it's not drumming, you feel awkward because you're used to hearing it.
Yeah, and Mike Goodall ran a U.S. championship there at the student union. So it's got a lot of history, a lot of great people's tournaments. The only game that I actually remember was losing to Vinnie McCambridge. And it was, I played a Rogozin, and he just took his time beating me down mercilessly. But that's as clear as when it happened, like, what, 30 years ago? Something like that.
And the round's going to start in 1 minute.
Okay.
Final round of the Northern California Online Invitational. Sam Shankland has already won it outright. And then it's now a battle of second on down. We have Izoria with 1.5, Zierk with 2.5, actually. Christopher Yu with 1.5, and Andrew Hong with 1.5, and Cameron Wheeler with 1. So everybody got on the board. and now it's where are they going to end up? And the games have started, so let's get to it.
Have we started the round yet?
We have.
Yes.
Oh yes, I see we have. Wonderful.
We are underway.
I played this as black so many times. It's a very, very difficult game to play from both sides. Nick, you never played Knight D2 though.
No, I thought it was too wimpy.
Yeah.
I loved all those Karpov-Korchnoi games with this opening. Zillions of them.
Yeah, that's when they had real French to French players.
That's right. Korchnoi was amazing. And
Shankland plays the French himself as well. This could have come out of a Sicilian now.
whoa.
Well,
Very interesting.
Cameron is playing quickly, but maybe take with the queen, yes, and go to h4. So somehow both players seem to be very comfortable, as if they're still in book.
We check in with Christopher's game against Steven.
Oh, so this one, I was talking about Sam's game against Cameron. But
Yep.
E5 to get the dark squares. And if D5, you can go A6 so you don't lose a piece.
Well, it's black's move here, right? You check.
Excuse me.
It is black's
bishop before check. I'm not sure.
You'd have to go knight to D.
This arose out of a Sicilian defense, huh?
Yep.
Moscow variation.
Yeah.
After Eric Moscow?
I'm afraid not.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Seems to me black is fine here.
I'm kind of thinking the same thing, Nick. Seems like he's going to complete his development.
Although, excuse me, now black's going to remain a pawn down.
I forgot to count the pawns, Nick. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, apology accepted. It's
Yeah, how did black lose a pawn in this?
that was strange.
Yeah, I'm having trouble following how this came about here.
Yeah, I'm not so impressed by black's position anymore. If I had counted the pawns, I would have made a better determination. But
Elliot points out that there's too many pawns to count.
for me, well, it's getting later in the games in the tournament, and my counting gets off.
We're going to check on Zviad and Andrew's game.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this should be a little better for white. It goes pawn to c3, lumps that bishop on the diagonal, has the bishop pair, and slowly move the kingside pawns up.
Yeah, this structure looks like it came out of a dragon with white playing G3 against the dragon or something like that.
That is correct.
You're in English, No, it couldn't have been in English, right? The
It's
white pawn is at
C3.
C3.
Yes.
Well, Nick, you fianchetto your white squared bishop as white. I've seen you do that against a Sicilian.
It's nice. You sort of sit back, you stay away from the knights, you just slowly take your time, get your king just on a good square, and just creep up the board.
The creep up the board strategy.
And then your opponent sits and they wonder what to do and they use time on the clock.
Yeah, always to white's advantage. If you can.
Yeah, Nick, you beat me with the white side of a G3 Sicilian, I remember. Tortured me to death.
We just remember our losses more clearly than we do our wins.
Yes, you just, recall that game against Vince McCambridge, from 35 years ago.
I know.
Like it happened yesterday.
Nick, I'd love to see a book of your best games.
Well, I think Sam.
How Carl begged for a draw. That kind of stuff.
Well, Jim, what was interesting is it was two knights against a pawn. Paul had the pawn, I had the two knights. And I think it was an H pawn, so it was difficult. But how to exactly win it was very, very difficult. So 35 years afterwards, Paul, you got a computer program, or was it table-based?
Probably table-based, yeah.
And it was an amazing sequence if you played 20 moves correctly, you think.
Right. Yeah. Nothing for a computer to do. It's a little bit of a chore for humans to do that.
Well, I think even for the computer, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
It's like that game that Caruana had against Magnus in the World Championship match.
Oh, that was an amazing game.
He was winning, but can you believe it? He missed mate in 31.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Shameful.
Yeah, I don't hold him in the same esteem anymore. Whoa. Okay. Game on. Well, John Nunn did a wonderful job about, figuring out if there was like 6 pieces or less, or 6 pawns and pieces or less, like how you could, whether it was won or drawn, and kind of coming to a definitive conclusion. But it wasn't so clear with queen and pawn endings. I think that was the toughest nut to crack of them all.
He didn't crack it. He didn't even write the book about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Cameron,
What to who here? Both bishops on both sides are raking the opposing king. Something's got to give. But I see nothing decisive.
Black has to find another, maybe pawn to c4 for black here, Nick?
Whoa, no, he went bishop takes knight.
strange move. Oh, he wants to take the H pawn. Oh, you gotta like it. Take it, check, and bishop e5.
I agree.
Yeah.
Then Jim can do his job. And is this our Cameron getting the advantage against Sam?
I think so.
Wow. 'Cause
Because that does not look like a mating attack to me.
Well,
That looks like a mating attack to me. Wow.
I think Okay, it's a nice file, but a pawn is a pawn, as a wise man once said.
A pawn is a pawn is a pawn. Wow. Well,
Cameron.
it may be difficult to convert.
Yeah, well done, Cameron. This is your pawn up against a grandmaster position. This is what you play for.
Hard to argue with that.
Even a draw is a moral victory against Sam in this tournament.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Sam might be just thinking to himself, well, I've already won the tournament. Maybe a peaceful ending would be just as good. But I don't know. Some players just don't play that way. They don't care what the score is. They want to win.
You should see Sam when he's teaching the kids in these classes that are there at the Mechanics Institute. He's telling them, you've got to fight, you've got to work. He just doesn't let up.
Okay. The screen's a little blurry. Who's playing who here?
Steven Zierk is white against Christopher Yu. He's black.
Oh, right. I remember this game now. Well, Nick, white is a healthy pawn up, except for his pawn on the queen sides don't look healthy.
Interesting diagnosis.
That's why they pay me the big money.
Yes.
By they, not meaning us.
If I was white, I'd be worried about this rook on the 7th rank here.
Well, yeah, and you can double, seems to me. Triple, maybe.
I think maybe rook d1 was better than rook c1.
Yeah. Well, he wants to win the...
Black some play here, maybe. That's d6 pawn is just worth nothing to black, I think. Black should double rooks here and try to see if he can drum up something else. I don't know.
Well, it's getting late,
These kind of positions are really tough to figure out.
The white knight's far away from the king side, so
yeah.
When you double on the D line and do pressure those squares.
Now on rook d1, rook d8, white can't play rook d2. So there's no. Oh, I guess white can play rook f2 here, but same issue. How long are you going to leave this rook on the 7th rank?
Yes, you're right. That rook c1 wasn't a very good move.
Well, I'm not seeing the point there.
Coming to the c4 square, kind of.
Yeah, now I see the point. But
let me peek on Zviad's game.
I just say double. Why not?
There we go.
Double and then play rook d3. It becomes the c4. All right. Whoa.
Yeah.
What happened here, Nick?
How did that pawn get all the way to c3? Pawns are even, but black's got to play.
Nick, that was my job. Pawns are even.
Yeah, but instead of a static position where white could slowly build, now it's all fluid. But
Yes.
What if white plays bishop to d2? Pawn to c2?
Have to play pawn to c2, yes.
Yeah, that might be, and then bishop a5. But then you might just get, I don't know. bishops of some kind of bishops of opposite color thing.
I don't know. That's a good try though, Paul.
Maybe White could play pawn e5.
Well, bishop d2, pawn to c2, bishop a5, queen to a7, bishop b6, queen b6. You win the c pawn but lose the d4 pawn. That's
Yeah.
Let me move on
You're
to
right.
Sam's game with Cameron.
Sam who?
Sam, the winner.
You too can be a wiener.
Wow. It's looking like a clear pawn.
It does seem that way to me, and you know, White has a little bit better threatening kind of position, but yeah, it doesn't seem like Black's in any trouble. So let him threaten me.
What about pawn h5 here? Queen d4?
Now he's played Queen f3. Trying to get rook
I'm a little
e8.
behind. Rook c2. Wow.
White's threatening.
Some trick here. Oh, rook d8. Rook takes a2, rook d8.
Hey guys, I'm
rook takes f7.
going to switch this game just real quick. It's Zierk, Christopher.
Yeah, because that was not the rook I was thinking he was going to go to d3. That's really interesting. It's got to be seeing it further than I did.
don't think rook d7. Yeah. Somebody called this queen f4. And then rook e2, I guess.
But he could play rook takes b3 here. I'm not saying it's good.
I'm a little behind here.
Yes, probably the
No,
rook
it's not good. It's not good.
I'm
Sorry.
lagging.
6,
No,
6, and maybe
no, I'm an idiot. So, okay. So rook e2?
yes, keep the active rooks. You're still threatening the b3 pawn. Oh, maybe
This game could be finished by some tremendous shot by Black at some point. Like rook f3 or something.
Well, he
knows?
is starting to have threats.
Yeah, big time.
Let's take a quick look at.
Hey, there's Greg Shahade.
Yeah, he rated. He rated. So sent his 47 viewers to us. So thank you, Greg Shahadi.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. This is an interesting event. So we have Sam trying to create the back rank threats here.
Yep.
Moves like rook d8.
stopping rotation. Yes, Greg and Sam would run those. I think it's called the American Chess School for the most talented juniors in the country, and they
The mechanics.
Yeah, the U.S. Chess School.
U.S. Chess School.
Yeah.
Thank you. This wonderful event that they juniors really love them and they learn so much.
With Sam as the teacher, the coach. And we mentioned it earlier before, but Sam is just, like a true coach where he's trying to impart wisdom, not just how to play better.
Have to be coldly calculated here.
Yeah, watching Sam and Greg teach chess is just fantastic. I learned myself. I learned so much watching these guys.
And I do want to point out that Paul has never said that about me.
I haven't seen you teach. And plus, I think Chess for Dummies is the greatest book ever written about chess.
Thanks, Paul.
In this position,
It's a classic. It
I'm
stands
going
on
for
its
chess
own.
pitch, though. I think that was up there.
The Shahadi, the other Shahadi.
in this position, I would like to see Christopher double rooks on the 7th rank.
Right now, you're just going to give me that bishop?
Just give you something.
Gonna check in on Zviad real quick here, and Andrew Hong.
Well, so what has changed? The queen has gotten to b2, so he never played bishop d2 like you thought, Paul. So this looks like to me like black has slightly improved his position.
Yes. Probably he should avoid the queen trade.
I think so. Doesn't look like it would be, the best idea. But
How does black improve his game here?
it's exactly what I was trying to figure out, Paul. It's a good question.
He needs to get that dark squared bishop in the play.
Well, that seemed like a wise choice.
And then at the end of this tournament, we're gonna try to get some of the players in and talk to them.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Hey, bye, Greg. It's great you joined us this evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Enjoy dinner, Greg. Thank you for the raid. Sorry
Thanks,
about
Greg.
that. Sorry about that. Let me move over to Sam, see if there's any progress.
Huh.
F5. How come he didn't take the? Oh
I
no,
know.
he captured on F5.
I can't tell you. I don't have any idea why he didn't do that.
I think it was a queen trade.
Yeah, he recaptured on F5.
I'm going to move over to Steven and Christopher. This looks to be the most...
Well, Nick, he's doing what you suggested. I just don't see the attack. Maybe I do.
Now the threat is something like queen to h3.
Oh.
If rook g1.
Oh, wow. That's a...
Yeah, I wanted to play rook takes g2, then queen h3, but queen h3 is stronger.
Well, black's not going to lose this.
Well, I was afraid of the queen takes bishop, queen to b8 check, and then you're covering the h2 pawn.
White's really gone out on a limb to try to win this.
But the queen h3 throws a monkey wrench into that idea.
Well, that queen,
Queen b8, queen g3 loses the knight at a5.
Yeah. No, I'm taking the bishop first, then checking. But I don't see the answer to queen h3 either. So
well, maybe rook to g1. You can't do queen h3 immediately because of queen b8 check.
Well, then king h7, and then you can take the queen. Yeah, it's true.
But maybe you just go bishop d6.
Yeah,
Piece.
with more pieces trained
Ooh.
towards the king.
yeah.
Although knight c3, it's tricky. But
Tricky has been called.
I'm going to move over just real quick to Sam's game. What do you think of that B pawn and the A pawn?
pawn. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
funny, Sam is 2 pawns down if I'm counting correctly, but still making difficulties. Cameron made a kind of wimpy decision to let him take the F pawn.
Yeah, why not? I don't understand it either. You can play king g6 instead. not make it quite that easy.
What's the idea of King G5? I don't even see the idea of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, now at least he doesn't lose.
Right.
Okay, so he's got a pawn up. He can try to beat Sam a pawn up. It's although.
Well, now he checks and gets a better king position, then takes a pawn. Does that matter? Now E5. Yep. But this can't be. Is this winning? I don't think so.
No, it's a draw with best play.
Yeah.
I'm going to move over to see if Christopher has made any progress here.
Oh.
4. Okay.
So that is putting a little. Well, I guess that works, huh?
Yeah, that's a bit annoying. And you could go back. Oh no, the bishop on b4 is hanging.
Yeah, but I don't think either side is worried about that.
Can you take rook at... Oh, there you go. I was going to say, if you could take the rook at g2 and then take the rook, still go queen h3, but...
Oh, unfortunately, this doesn't work. Christopher did it with 8 seconds left.
Yeah, because of the check.
Because of queen b8 check. So...
Yep. Covers the h pawn.
Yeah, if only he'd had his king on h7.
Yes. Well, he went down in a blaze of glory.
I'm fighting.
That's tough. That's a tough one.
Wow.
All right, let's check in on
Yeah.
Sam and Cameron.
This is not looking winnable.
Yeah, Christopher seemed to be a little out of sorts here in this tournament. I mean, everybody does except for Sam in a sense.
And Sam drew, and Sam and Cameron drew the last round.
Yeah.
Good, Cameron.
Yeah.
So the final game of the tournament is Zviad and Andrew Hong.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Hey,
Yes.
Sam. Congratulations.
Hi, Sam.
Yeah, just a second. I think there was some settings with you. Just give me a second. Audio settings. Yeah, that's right. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
I hear you good.
Okay. All right, great. Now I'm all set.
Congratulations on a dominating tournament.
Yeah, until the end, it was pretty good.
Yeah, you got a little careless maybe with what nice. You just crushed everybody. It looked that way to us anyway.
Yeah, I definitely lost some focus in the last round, and I prepared something nasty for Cameron and decided not to play it just because I had already won the tournament, and I don't really want to preparation on an unrated game, but there's still no excuse for getting outplayed to the extent I did. Even if you've won the tournament and you're lazy, you should still play a bit better than that, but luckily I was able to save it.
And Sam, I just have to tell you that was an impressive display. And
Yeah, I mean,
all of us were just amazed at you took some risks, but you always ended up when the smoke cleared, you were always better.
Yeah, I sort of crushed a couple. I mean, Steven and Zviad, I just basically crushed straight from the opening, which helps a lot. And actually, also Andrew as well with black, which was kind of nice. Just knight takes c4 and move 12, and it's already over. Christopher gave me a run for my money, but I felt I sort of outplayed him. I don't know. I think I was pretty happy with how I played. It's been a while since I've played any kind of semi-serious event, and well, I guess I'm not too rusty, but...
No, you were dominant, I thought, in this tournament.
And Steven, thanks for playing. What did you think of the competition?
It was a tough tournament. I mean, I had some good games, and against Andrew and Sam, I had some pretty clumsy oversights, maybe a bit of rust there, but all in all, I'm pretty happy. Thanks for having me.
Oh, fantastic. And then we got this final game here between Zviad and Andrew.
How are they doing?
I don't see our winning chances
Looks
here.
pretty locked up. So Sam, your competitive spirit, was it tough for you to draw that last round? Were you looking to go clean sweep?
I mean, I sort of knew it was coming when you get what you deserve. Like, I prepared something pretty good for Cameron, and I thought, oh, okay, I've already won the tournament. This is good analysis. I don't need to burn it right here. But that's just an incredibly lazy way of thinking, and I certainly deserved to not win the game, but I don't know. I sort of lost focus, and he played very well, I'm sure. I think at some point he had rook takes f2 or queen c5. The moment he played g6, it's bad for me, but I think I'm holding. But if he plays rook f2 and queen h5, I should probably get mated. Or if he plays queen c5, I should probably lose. But
Well, black has made a mistake here.
yeah, no, it's lost. The pawns are all on the white scores, so it's sort of done.
Yeah.
And Steven, you are from the Bay Area from start to finish, right? You grew up in Los Gatos, is that right?
Right. Yep. San Jose, born and raised.
Yeah, and because Paul was wondering because I don't think he's met you yet.
No,
so
I
is that from
haven't.
around here? I think he's definitely from around here. It's like Los Gatos, Bay Area, start to finish.
Different time era.
And your coach was following your games, F-Pawn.
Oh, man, I'm sure
What do you
F-Pawn
have to
had a
say?
field day with all of us. We all played like knuckleheads. But
Well, G15, like what can you do?
yeah, I was pretty happy with my game with Zviad, actually. I thought I played that pretty well.
Yeah, it looked really good from you because you got the tough games out of the way in the first 3 rounds. And,
I was also lucky to get, I don't know, Andrew's really good. Like, it's not necessary. I don't necessarily think, especially like if you look at blitz ratings online, I don't think he's necessarily worse than a guy like Zviad at this time control. So, but with Steven and Zviad having white in both games was obviously kind of nice, and also that both games I just sort of went straight through in the opening without really having to work myself for it, because we all know how I can screw things up. But
You're talking the master of screw ups, so yeah.
yeah, no, I was glad to. I don't know. I was trying to play good chess, and I think, with the exception of the last round, I played pretty well.
and
My favorite
sure.
game was the Izoria game, where he played this bishop f5 move, which is really, really bad. But still, it's like, we've all been on the white side of a Benoni that's we know is good for us, and we still get crushed because we allow some counterplay. And I thought I was pretty crisp in taking him out. So that was my favorite game.
And all the games are now over, and we have and we think we're getting Christopher on. He's gonna come in. Judith is setting all that up. So Sam Shankland, the winner of the first Northern California Online Invitational, with 4.5 out of 5, and we'll get the standings, the final standings together.
Well, Sam, this may not have been your greatest championship, but I think it's still a little feather in your cap because Northern California has a lot of strong players, and you emerged with a very decisive victory.
And congratulations, Steven Zierk, clear second with 3.5, and Zviad Izoria with 2.5. So the 3 GMs take first, second, and third. 4.5, 3.5, and 2.5. So congratulations, Steven, on the second place.
So what is it that these youngsters have to learn to be as good as you guys?
It's hard to say, but I think they're coming along really well. Christopher's obviously getting quite a bit stronger. I rember working with him when he was like 1,700, and that wasn't even that long ago. So he's definitely coming up. So no, I think they're all doing the right things. Just have to be patient and keep working.
Right.
And Andrew, he's a pretty talented player, but he's not one, at least lately. You see him playing, obviously before the lockdown, playing a bunch of tournaments, but he's being selective in which tournaments he plays, and I know he's playing a lot of...
Yeah, Andrew played really well. Like, after rook takes c4, I thought I'm going to win this game in like 20 moves, and he actually made me work for it, which I was really not expecting. I thought he was completely finished, but he found resources and very creative ideas, like bishop d6. hadn't occurred to me for half a second, but it's a very good practical decision. And these kids are good. And then Cameron obviously probably should have beaten me. So.
And so, what are you guys doing to kind of try to keep your chest sharp? Besides playing a tournament like this, like, do you just focus on prep, or do you do online events, like bigger online events, or just more training?
Some prep. I mean, clearly not enough judging from this tournament, but a lot of online blitz.
Yeah, I'm working. I still keep up my normal training regimen, solving lots of exercises, looking at lots of openings. I'm currently working on a book on rook endgames, which I don't expect to sell very well, just because nobody likes rook endgames. But it's a good opportunity for me to just, look at them really, really deeply and just, go steps further than the Dvoretsky manual and try to become really good at rook endgames myself.
So just so that you know, your second pawn book, that Small Steps to Success, I just ordered it for the Mechanics Institute library. So,
and you didn't do it from my website? Shame on you.
How do you know that I didn't do it from your website?
Because I didn't get a PayPal for it.
Then that's right. but actually, the book orders, they're real strict on us on where we have to get it. But I have no doubt you will be at Mechanics.
I'd love to come back when the lockdown's over.
Well, I think that even though you think that people aren't interested in the rook endings, it's definitely made a big difference in my playing career. And I'm talking like the 1990s, where, just studying endings of any type really improved my play. And especially rook and pawn endings, because they tend to be the most common.
Yeah.
So if you want to make a jump in your playing strength, that's one good way to do it.
Yeah, well, hey, I held a difficult rook endgame in the last round here, so
there you go.
It's a start.
Yeah.
All right, so I just kind of want to, especially you two, because you guys are the only two that are going to be coming on, but just I want to thank both of you for doing this, because every time we reach out to you guys to do an event with us or support Mechanics in some way, you guys always come through, and you're generous with your time, and it's really special for us to have people of your caliber play at our online club, or be at a mechanics event, or be at the Institute. So I just want to thank you for kind of making this event special, especially today on Father's Day, and for the chess community to kind of watch it and follow some great chess action.
I think Abel speaks for all of us. Thank you guys for playing, and it was a great tournament to watch, because there was a lot of fighting chess. And of course, game 15 forces you to fight a little bit, but it was so entertaining every round.
And Sam Shankland, $500. The check will be in the mail. Steven Zierk, $300 for taking second. Zviad takes third place. He'll get $200. And thank you to Jim Eade, Mechanics Institute new trustee, and member of the chess committee, sponsoring this event and making it happen. So again, thank you, Jim, for everything. I want to thank the commentary team of Grandmaster Nick DeFermian, FIDE Masters Paul Whitehead and Jim Eade, and very, very special thank you to Judith Stare, who organized the Polgar Girls Championship, 250 girls, and then went back to back and got this done. I think she almost pulled it 24 hours straight, because she's in Hungary right now. So she deserves some rest and some props. So thank you, Judith, for everything you do. And just thank you all for making this real special, a great event. And we'll be doing a write-up in the newsletter. And that is going to be a wrap for us. So thank you, everyone. Thanks, Stephen. Congratulations, Sam. Thank you, everyone.
I got my money's worth. Thanks very much.
And
thanks for guys.
Thank you for the event.
Enjoy dinner.
Yeah, thanks so much. Really appreciate the tournament. This was great. Thanks so much for inviting me. Glad I could have played well.
Fantastic. Go get dinner, go get a drink, or whatever it is you do. And we will see everyone Tuesday night for the Tuesday Night Online. And until then, I'm Abel Talamantes, chess director of the Mechanics Institute. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks, guys.
Good night.